elephants, the African and Asiatic elephants that we have.
Hmm.
The woolly mammoth, whose fossils have been discovered, will obviously contain some of the DNA which has been extracted by this company, and the company is going to use this DNA and the genetic sequence obtained through this to merge that with the genetic code of the existing elephants, the Asiatic and African elephants. It will use this to engineer an egg which will be stimulated into an embryo, which would then be implanted into a surrogate elephant mother. The company is also perpetually working on an artificial womb where these embryos can be essentially cultivated. But eventually the goal of this company is to use the existing animals like the elephants, the grey wolves, and use them as surrogates to plant the embryo and bring out these extinct species. In the case of the dire wolves, that's what has been done. The company engineered these embryos by adding around 20 edits to the grey wolf genetic sequence. These 20 edits were based on the DNA obtained from the dire wolf fossils. So only around 20 traits of the dire wolf has been added into the existing grey wolf population, into the sequence, and then a grey wolf surrogate was used to birth these 3 pups. So this is the approach that the company is adopting. It essentially takes skin cells, programs them into stem cells, introduces the desired traits, the genetic traits, sequence by sequence, and then the embryo which contains some of these traits will be able to give birth to a functional copy of that animal. If not the exact copy of the extinct animal, at least a functional copy with some traits of the extinct species will come up. So if this is repeated again and again with more and more edits, eventually it is technically possible to resurrect the dire wolves or the mammoths or the dodo, etc. But what is the objective here? What will be gained by resurrecting extinct species? Why is the company working on this project in the first place? Why are investors putting so much money into this project? Right? Obviously it raises questions. Why are investors pumping millions of dollars into this research project? The company claims that de-extinction of certain species will help us in combating climate change. Please understand this. You need to know how de-extinction can help in climate change. Now you take the mammoth for example. As I told you, the woolly mammoths were primarily found in the tundra region, in the alpine icy climate of the tundra region during the ice age, during the Pleistocene ice ages,
जो extinct कर गए थे basically
more than 5,000 years ago. Now these woolly mammoths played a critical role in not just the local ecosystem but in also regulating the climate and the climatic conditions of the region. The woolly mammoths, they essentially roamed the tundra grasslands. Today the ice sheets that you see in the tundra belt was at one point dominated by grasslands. And I hope you know that grass, which dominates the tundra region in that era, in the ice age era, it has the ability to tackle global warming. How? It can protect the permafrost layer from heating up. Grass happens to be a good insulating agent of sorts, and the grassland which was present was helping the permafrost to remain permanently frozen, and lot of greenhouse gases, especially methane, was locked up in the permafrost. But as the mammoths went extinct, along with other large species which were present in the tundra region, the grassland eventually went extinct as well, got replaced by shrubs and sheets of snow, which we see today. At one point in the tundra belt, in the grasslands present here, along with woolly mammoths, we had many other large animals which were adapted to these unique harsh conditions, such as